Otherwise, the damage output this team is going to have, I think, is pretty stable. You've got a really nice scaling comp, and Afrika, it feels like they got a pretty meta comp here. Dread didn't get his Olaf, but otherwise I think everybody on the side of Afrika is very happy with this. And on the side of Hanwha Esports, a little bit weird they left the Orianna open, didn't commit to the Twisted Fate mid. Feels like there was some indecision in this draft on the side of Hanwha Life that might come back to bite them.
Well, I mean, as long as they build magic resist, I think they're going to be fine, to be honest. Because there is way too much magic damage on the side of Afrika. They all do magic damage. Even Bang on the Kai'Sa, he could go Nash's Tooth just to fit in with his friends, you know? He's not going to do that because they need someone to do something physical to this enemy team. But we'll see whether it's going to work out here for Hanwha Life Esports, who certainly do have the more rounded damage profile on there. Come in and try and get some work done against Dread. Level 4 for both of our junglers is now a bit of an engage. Vista goes in. Lahens, though, just going to walk his way out. And it looks like Hanwha Life are going to get priority, despite the fact that Bang does get a bit of damage down. That's going to be the smite. And Arthur does pick that one up. Good undertow there on a couple of members, as Gravity Storm is good. Arthur still just running away, but Dread not able to actually follow up with any kill or anything like that as he gets himself into this brush. This is actually getting a bit dangerous, as Arthur might need to step back, as Dread does steal away the big chicken.
He really doesn't want to give these up, but unfortunately he just doesn't really have a choice in these.
Morgan up here, getting pushed in now, but he's doing great as far as the farm is concerned, but he's a Renekton against an Ornn. He's probably going to have free farm. The thing that's scary is that Ornn also gets a bit of a free lane here, as Arthur's making his way up. Dread's here. Morgan actually losing out on this trade quite effectively, as Dread's going to take an undertow, and now they're going to try and turn it. There's the Ornn Keen, flashing early. Knockup does land onto the Renekton. First blood goes over to the Olaf, but it's traded back immediately. A couple of fronts, but Lahen's taking a lot of damage here. The Ignite actually ticking down onto him, as Keen has full health. Morgan as well has made his way in, so some burly boys in on this fight, but a bit too split on the side of Afrika. And also Bang is on the bottom side of the map, and Dread has started off this Drake.
Yeah.
We'll see whether Hanwha are going to be able to actually contest this one. No teleport from Morgan.
Yeah,
he's making his way down. Keen's nowhere near this fight, and Deft also not able to get in. The 50-50 won by Dread, and Afrika are just going to walk their way out.
And it didn't change, okay.
Oh, no. Well, he might get a kill. That would be good news, as Keen down to about 200. Morgan's still looking for this dive as he gets under the turret. Slice and dice will be available. There's the flash forward. Stuns not even necessary, as Morgan just wipes the floor with the Ornn.
Yeah, it's a proxy.
He's in the enemy nexus. Is this his Singed cosplay? As we've got an engagement here towards the bottom side. Fly immediately eradicated, and Hanwha Life gonna try and press on forward. Arthur stops for a second.
He can just rotate around. Now he's like, okay, I got my demolition again. And Keen misses the ult.
Well, the flash forward, everyone misses everything. Morgan's doing the walking away slowly tactic, and it's working so well. One auto attack, that's all they got for that one. As Keen invested flash, Ornhorn, they lost the turret. This is a disaster. Go next.
Have to take a fight, and I think this is the timing to do so. They're going to look for it.
They're going to go for it here, as Deft is going to immediately dash away using that Gale Force. Now trying to get into position as the teleport comes through from Chovy. He will join up with this, as that's a great attract repel stun. Fly is going to go down. The Ragnarok's going to stop that shockwave from doing anything at all. And the Olaf's just popping off in this fight. 2 kills already. Keen going to go down also. Chovy grabs that kill, and unfortunately, Afrika thought that that was their moment. But this is getting really, really hard for Afrika. You can see the jungle lit up like a Christmas tree. Lahen's, going for the longest walk ever, but he's going to have to walk over like 15 control wards to get into a backline. Ornhorn once again comes down as Chovy's going to flash it. Over the wall goes Arthur as Lahen's. Very deep, but is at least going to get the headbutt back. In goes Bang to try and take down Chovy, but they're so far behind. The Magnet Storm value is gigantic. Kai'Sa already dead. Keen's going to die as well. It's another double kill for this Olaf. Make it a triple as Fly trying to run for the hills. Lahen's as well. I mean, is this going to be the Olaf Penta? Are we going to do it? As there it is. The Quadra kill comes forward. Deft steals away the Penta like a jerk, but the game is over. Hanwha Life are just going to cruise to a victory at 32 minutes. And Afrika, it felt like they just did nothing and then lost the game, as Deft gives a big old thumbs up, goes golden.
That's been around for a really long time, and there's a lot of history. And even though we had a lot of retirements, some of these players are sticking around long term and still are playing with the best at the top level. So take a look at our damage graphs here. The damage that you see across the board here is just pretty weak for Afrika. They weren't able to force any fights on their terms. And I mean, look at when you see a Kai'Sa that's at 5.6 who didn't lose lane, didn't get crushed in lane. It's like, okay, well, you just didn't get a chance to fight ever. Like when.
Welcome back, everybody, for the Thursday LCK analyst desk, and today we're joined by 정현리, Gorilla, and Crow. Welcome.
안녕하세요. 고릴라 강범현입니다.
Hi, this is Gorilla,
안녕하세요. 크로이생입니다.
Pamyong-kang, and this is Crow. So, Henry, and this season with the translation, Africa Freaks on huge momentum is taking on Hana Life, a team that was aiming for a higher place. And in game number 1, we saw why lane priority matters so much in this game. I think it was really critical that Africa did not take for Necton during the pick and ban. Africa Freaks is a team that always went around a priority in the top and jungle. But Hana Life banned out Gnar and Quinn, which means Renekton is climbing up the tier list. However, Africa focused on the mid lane priority with that Orianna pick, but because of the Renekton's presence in the top lane, Africa was not able to actually get any work done. It's really interesting to see that Africa actually won 7 games and 5 games are on Olaf. So Hana Life was able to actually kind of destroy the winning recipe of Africa Freaks with that Olaf takeaway. And Olaf pick was really critical for Africa as well, and that Azir ban from Africa actually put Orianna in the higher priority because Azir got nerfed. And which means he got more power in the laning phase, but Orianna is a champion that has a decent laning phase and she can do a lot of work done with her Orianna ultimate, and she can exert pressure onto the opponent mid laner. I think that was the original plan with the Orianna pick, but Victor, as he completed his Merc threats, well, they were not able to get their works done. So in conclusion, I guess Hana Life Esports was able to get the edge during the laning during draft phase, and also they were able to convert that into the gameplay. Let's take a look at the highlight where Africa Freaks made a failed setup for a gank. Orianna pushes in the wave, clears out the ward, and Africa had a lot of wards around there, so they had this information that Victor got their blue buff, which means Olaf was around the blue buff camp. But still, Africa sets up for a top gank. Lilia finishes her red camp, and Keen also gets rid of the control ward in the brush, and they were like, okay, Renekton is super low, so let's go for a gank. However, Olaf was actually there already. If Olaf actually used his ult faster, he could also force that flash out of Lilia, but also we want to point out that because bottom lane had this push priority, they were able to make a faster rotation to this Herald, and this is where the whole snowball started off for Hana Life Esports. Africa usually play around their top side of the map, but this time around they're focusing on the bottom and mid lane, and that didn't really work out. And based on that play, Hana Life was having a full control of the map, so Africa wanted to get a kill onto Xayah, but because it was Xayah, it was not possible. Victor was on the top lane, so Africa opened team fight down on the mid lane on Xayah. That was stepping a little bit forward down on the lane, but Xayah had Feather Storm and also Gale Storm to walk out alive. And earlier to this fight, they also forced him Flash out of Fly, so they were able to have a very easy team fight, and that is the reason why Xayah is actually on the top tier list in the current meta. I know Africa Freaks was suffering from this game state, so they wanted to punish Xayah that was stepping forward on the lane, but it was Xayah that was having so many tools to dash out. And the POG goes over to Vista on Rel. It was a Lihans versus Vista matchup of former lane partners were facing up against each other, but Rel was definitely outplaying the Alistar in this game. You saw a lot of clean engagements coming out from Hana Life Esports at this point of the fight. It was really impressive to see that Hana Life players were waiting for Victor to join this fight. I usually thought that Vista is a little bit hasting in terms of team fights, but today he kind of tidied up those issues and he looks really kind of calm. And I think Rel is a really nice link for his playstyle as well. It's a really stable champion. It makes a lot of contribution for team fights as well. And we had a very clean capitalization with this Rel's ultimate as well. There aren't many games where Rel had a perfect engagement like that, so I want to give a shout out over to the proficiency of this Rel play coming out from Vista, but Def also got a victory and he was able to hit 300 victories here in the LCK history. So let's find out if we can continue that to 301 and close out the series. Back to our casters. Thank you.